Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about Turner syndrome and the current events, the pandemic basically, and specifically what this virus, COVID-19, how we as those with Turner syndrome should be thinking about it or reacting, and kind of just my thoughts on how we should be responding. First of all, I am not a medical professional, no medical training, no medical understanding to go from. I'm following the same guidelines you guys are from the CDC and the World Health Organization, and just doing my best to make smart decisions during all of this and take care of myself. So just broadly, not talking about us with Turner syndrome, stay home as much as possible and wash your hands. We currently are under shelter-in-place orders here in California. You may or may not be also where you are, but even the places that are not under shelter-in-place orders are recommending people stay home as much as possible. It is kind of just, at this point, what everybody is experiencing and doing. I think whether there's an order in place or not. So keep doing it. Social distancing, washing your hands like crazy. Mine have been screaming for lotion like crazy because of how much I've been washing my hands. So, stay home as much as possible, social distance as much as possible, wash your hands. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Now, my thoughts on us with Turner syndrome and how we should be responding. So my initial response was, for me personally, because I very much take everything with Turner syndrome to be individual and diverse, and all of that, case-by-case basis, I did not initially think of myself as overly at risk or needing to take any extra precautions on top of what they're suggesting. And then I realized, what do I say all the time to you guys?
I get sick a lot, and I get sick really, really easily.
We all know my immune system is one that can use all the support ever that it can get. My immune system sucks. I still stand by that statement. I get sick so easily, it's not funny in any way. And I think even for those without any of the autoimmune conditions that Turner syndrome can come with, without celiac, without thyroid issues, Hashimoto's, any of those autoimmune conditions that can come out of having Turner syndrome, you still will do so much good for yourself, doing the best you can to avoid it and take care of yourself. We are more and more seeing stories of those that are younger having more serious complications with this virus. And I am following closely what doctors and CDC and World Health Organization are recommending, because it changes regularly. And I am really keeping up on that and taking it seriously for myself, just because I do not want to be careless with that and not take it seriously and regret not taking it seriously, whether that was from me getting it and having complications, or from me transmitting it to somebody I love that is at higher risk, or just happens to get it, and serious complications arise. It is not a case where you want to push it off and say it'll all be fine. It'll be fine. Nothing needs to change. No. Wash your hands. Keep your distance. Follow those guidelines. And take care of yourself. The biggest time period you should be focusing on taking care of yourself is right now. Yes, you should always, of course. But if you do anything while you're staying at home, while you're quarantining, while you're self-isolating, whatever you're calling it, take time for that. Get sleep. Drink enough water. Make sure you are taking care of yourself. And again, washing your hands, yeah. So those with autoimmune conditions, obviously, there's already information out there that you should be taking this even more seriously and taking even further precautions to self-isolate, to not go out and risk exposing yourself if you don't need to. And I think we need to be taking all of that seriously. Now, for those that don't, that are not in that category, that would easily say, I am not in that higher risk category, I would still caution you to take this just as seriously. I count myself as a pretty healthy person, but I have known my whole life that my immune system is so finicky. And I don't have an autoimmune condition that I'm aware of. I really just struggle with it. If there's something going around, I get it. I don't know what it is, but it's a fact of life for me. And I think that kind of comes as a part of Turner syndrome. Having a finicky immune system. Is that just me? I feel like that's not just me. Let me know in the comments. But yes, you should still be taking this seriously. Yes, you should still be taking precautions and paying attention to what those experts are saying. I'm not an expert. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm not telling you what to do. Go look at what they're telling us to do and take it seriously. No, don't panic. Panic, even if it was at a level that you would say validates panicking, panicking does not help anything. Panicking gets you nowhere. You can't do anything about it. Panicking, just like worrying, just like all of that, does nothing to actually further a solution. It's just expending your energy in a way that isn't doing anything. Stay alert and make those precautions a part of your routine now until things change and get better and we don't have to take those precautions anymore. There is a whole lot of information that's out there on the internet. There's a whole lot of information that is out there and we have to try to navigate through. And that is not an easy thing. To know what's real, to know what to trust, to know what to do and what to think. And honestly, along with everything happening, all of the changes to our normal life, all of these headlines in the news, all of this can so easily throw us into panic, throw us into anxiety. And I think we are seeing that a lot. People are sharing articles without really knowing if they're accurate or not, and misinformation is going around. You have to be careful about where you're getting your information. You have to be somewhat aware of the need to discern how you apply that to your life. I think paying attention to those that are in the front lines, that are the experts on this, are really the ones to listen to. There's so many different avenues of getting information on the internet and very few that I watch regularly. I really think we need to know how to discern that, even after this whole thing is over. The internet is such an easy place to get misinformation, and we have to be able to know how to trust things, how to take all of the information we open ourselves up to when we open our phone and all of a sudden are just flooded with information overload. You don't need to panic. Do be alert. Do be aware. And do take it seriously. But that doesn't need to lead to panic. I know that's easier said than done. I've had my moments of hearing how things are changing and going, where is this all going to land? How are things going to look after this? And that can feel daunting. That can feel so huge. And I don't want to discount that, but I also think what we need to make sure we're doing right now is staying alert and aware, but not just adding to our own anxieties by taking in all of the information on the topic that we can. The news can be stressful to watch. It normally is anyways, if we're honest. But especially during this, the news can be so stressful to watch and just take you on this emotional roller coaster and almost be more harmful than helpful at times. And you really have to be careful about that too. Watch about that much of it that you need to be informed and be aware of what's going on, but not so much of it that it's just taking over your emotions and your thoughts and you are stuck on it. That's not helpful either. There's a lot that we've been doing during this time at home that I want to do a whole video on, because I just feel like that needs to be how we're approaching things outside of making sure we're aware of what's going on. Being really intentional with this time. That's a whole other topic, not connected to this fully, but something to think about. And I think that is how we need to move forward in this. Aware, but not panicking. Not allowing it to build our anxiety any more than it's already going to. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was a little encouragement in amongst this whole situation. I wanted to kind of address this because I got asked about it and asked if I would address it, and I really feel like it's a very interesting question to look at. Are we just inherently more at risk even if we don't have an autoimmune condition? To be honest, I don't know, but I know I get sick very easy, so I'm taking it seriously. It's all a lot to process. So I hope that was a cohesive enough thought that it was helpful. I hope it wasn't just more confusing. I really debated for a very long time whether or not to do a video on this, because it just felt like so much to even wade through to talk about this. But I really feel like it is something that we should be talking about. And while we're trying to decide how to respond to this is a very important part of the conversation. It's important to look at every side of this. And there are legitimate things that we can be doing, like washing our hands, to feel like we're doing something to have precautions and protections in place, and that we're doing what we can. And I hope that I helped you feel like that's enough right now. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, make sure you're subscribed. I'm doing weekly vlogs of this whole thing, so the next one will be going up soon. It's an interesting time we're living in right now. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!